Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. We have a lot of news that came out this week. We had the Curse of Osiris reveal trailer, we have some patch notes, we know when we're going to be getting those streams that are going to tell us more about the expansion, and the return of the faction rally. A lot of cool stuff to go over, so let's get into it. So right off the top, let's go over some highlights on Destiny patch 106. First up, they fixed the issue with the collision detection on the bureaucratic walk emote. This was the emote infamous for letting you get outside of playable space, and of course that was affecting Trials of the Nine, so they decided to cancel the event for a couple weeks while they fixed it. And of course Trials of the Nine is back, and for the first time on PC. And speaking of Crucible, patch 1.0.6 did bring some updates to how Crucible plays out. We have updates to Clash, which they reduced the scoring limit to 50, it was 75. For Control, they reduced the scoring limit to 90, still a weird number, it was 100. Reduced the influence that enemy-controlled zones exert over spawning systems, so spawning shouldn't be as wonky as it was before. We all noticed that a lot during the last Iron Banner, so thankfully it should work a lot better now. And then moving on to Survival, they reduced the round time to 2 minutes, down from 3, and they reduced the life count to 6, down from 8. I'm still not a huge fan of Survival. I just don't find it to be a very fun game mode, but at least it's not going to last as long, so you can get back to things like Countdown, which in all honesty is probably now my favorite game mode aside from Control. Moving on to Supremacy, they increased the score to win to 70, it was 50, but they did this because they reintroduced the extra kill point you get like it was in Destiny 1, so the matches are still going to go by a little bit faster. They've also adjusted the influence of enemy crests on spawning systems, again making it less likely for you to be able to spawn kill, so that should make Supremacy a little bit more enjoyable. Moving on from the Crucible, we have faction rallies. Strikes now reward faction tokens at a range of 5 to 9 faction tokens per completion, up from 3 to 7. Nightfall now rewards 10 to 18 faction tokens on first completion per character. Completing heroic public events now rewards 5 faction tokens instead of 8, and destroying enemy resources no longer reward faction tokens, so that farm is dead. Opening Lost Sector chests now rewards you the 3 faction tokens instead of the crates, so that's how you can still get them from Lost Sectors. And speaking of Faction Rally, it's coming back next week. Starting November 7th till the 13th, you can pledge to your faction and start grinding those tokens and get that sweet loot. Here is some pictures of what you're going to be able to get. We have the sniper rifle, the hand cannon, the sidearm, and the scout available from New Monarchy, and if they win, you're going to be able to get your hands on this sweet looking sword. Moving on to Future War Cult, we have the submachine gun, the grenade launcher, the pulse rifle, and a sidearm, and of course, if they win, you're going to be able to get your hands on a pretty cool looking fusion rifle. Very interested to see how this one works out. And then we have Dead Orbit with their scout rifle, a second scout rifle, a submachine gun, and a auto rifle. And then if they win, you get your hands on one of those single load grenade launchers, which is pretty much useless. So my theory is that New Monarchy is going to win because people are going to want that sword, and people are probably jealous of those shaders from the first time around, so I think you're going to see New Monarchy win. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on from that, we have some news about when we can expect those live streams that are going to tell us more about Curse of Osiris. The first stream is titled New Stories to Tell, and it's going to be live streamed at 11 AM Pacific on Wednesday, November 15th. Here you're going to learn about places that you'll go, new characters you're going to meet, and the enemies you'll fight. So if they are going to be telling us about the new enemies, it'll probably be a new variety of Vex that might behave a little different. Let's hope. The second stream is called New Ways to Play. That's going to be streaming a week later on Tuesday, November 21st. It's Tuesday because of Thanksgiving. And in that stream, we're going to learn about the new activities that will challenge you and your fire team. So hopefully that sounds like it might be a new variety of activity. If you watched my video on that earlier this week, I kind of theorized that it might be something called a raid arena, possibly to sort of distinguish it as a true endgame activity, or maybe it'll be a 6-man arena. That would be pretty cool. The third stream is called New Gear to Earn, and that will be streaming Wednesday, November 29th, and that's going to be where they show us all of the new gear that we'll be able to get. Here you can expect to get a good glimpse at some of the new weapons and armor pieces, in addition to the new Crucible map. And that pretty much wraps up our week in news. If you want to learn more about the Curse of Osiris expansion, I did a full breakdown of the trailer earlier this week. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check that out. Aside from that, let me know in the comments below which faction you're pledging to and who you think will win this time. Also, before I go, I want to give a quick thank you to everyone who is making their way out to my Twitch streams. Your support is invaluable, and I love hanging out with you and talking about the game. If you have yet to check it out, or if this is news to you, I do streams Tuesday through Friday every day for a good 4 to 5 hours, so definitely come by and say hello. Anyways, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.